Is it the calm before the storm? Because what we're going to see here is the stats are pretty calm right now. Nothing has really fluctuated much here in a few weeks, which could be for many reasons, but let's go ahead and break down the stats. New homes last week, 83 new homes throughout all of Kitsap County. That's been pretty stable for a few weeks now, right? Between 75 and 90 homes for multiple weeks we are seeing in all of Kitsap County. So there's still activity out there. People always still have to buy and sell. And we're seeing that right now with all the uncertainty going on in the world. There's still 83 brand new homes out there. Now back on market, these are the homes that came off the market due to an offer being accepted and for whatever reason went back on the market. This was so low for so long, 0-1 on a weekly basis for a couple years there. It's just surprising now we're starting to see buyers doing their due diligence, working out the deal, and for whatever reason going back on the market. Okay, it could be inspection related, financing. You know, that could be a financing issue that a lot of buyers are running into right now with interest rate hikes. Okay, so 18 homes back on, again, very stable. It was 18 just 2 weeks ago, 20 last week. Very stable. Again, the theme is the calm before the potential storm. We will see. List price reduced. How many homes lowered their price? Again, very, very, very few we're accustomed to for years there. No one would ever lower their price because of the crazy market we were in for a couple of years. But last week, we had 92 homes lower their list price. They're trying to catch the market, all right? The market is shifting and they are trying to get ahead of wherever their house fits on that curve, right? And what's been, again, very, very consistent now for weeks is about 20% of the market every single week is adjusting their prices. That's 1 in 5 homes out there are adjusting their prices every single week. That has been very, very consistent. Now, the two stats that are kind of different this week that we haven't seen for a long time, and this is the actual activity last week, was the amount of pendings was lower than the amount of actual sold. So the amount of homes that were actually had offers agreed on and were taking off the market, okay, was lower than the actual amount of homes that officially closed, transfer keys, get the money, okay? So what this tells me is this could be just a 1 week type thing. We'll see next week, but usually there's been more pending than sold because not every single home that goes pending sells, right? We just learned last week we had 18. So if this stays consistent for weeks on end, then that will tell me that inventory numbers are going to go low. And when inventory levels go low, so lower supply, typically that means higher demand. There's a lot of uncertainty right now, so it's just going to be a really fascinating stat to kind of keep track of, right? So again, 113 pending, 130 sold. Days on market. Let's go right back to consistent, all right? The calm, 28 days. Now this has been consistent now for about 3 or 4 weeks. We're right back to that magic number of 28 to 30 days an average home lasts on the market. Okay, that number was down to single digits for a long time, but now sellers, you need to temper your expectations to have your home sit for a month. Okay, that's just a good number to have in the back of your mind. Now, the actual average sold price. Last week, the average sold price in Kitsap, $576,000. This is not including Bay Ridge Island, okay? And again, very, very consistent. Last week it was $567. So it's like everything's just kind of calm right now. Very, very consistent. So $576. That also tells me that we're not just falling off a cliff, right? So these are deals that went under contract, a month ago. They're closing this past week. They're still selling for pretty high prices here in Kitsap County. So there's still a lot of value equity built into homes. Inventory numbers, 555. Again, very consistent. This was less than 1% change than last week where we had 559. So only a 4-unit difference between last week. So a lot of homes are still out there if you need to buy right now. It's not like earlier this year when we were in 80 to 90 homes and all throughout the market, which was just nuts. So it went up, it got up to about 700, and now we're going to start to see it starting to come down a little bit. So again, it's just kind of staying right around that mark. It's nothing's going up sharply up or down. And then officially, I've never seen this before, but the average sold price of a home compared to its list price was exactly 100% on the dot, meaning a home that was listed sold for the exact price that that it was listed for, right? For a few weeks there, we were below 100%, meaning sellers or buyers were getting a little bit of a deal. But right smack dab, again, it just tells me there's a lot of uncertainty out there now, and people are just kind of just going along with the flow. Like, all right, you're listing your home for that much, we're gonna pay that much for that home. We're not gonna try to bargain or just get us into a home right now because a lot of uncertainty, okay? So, the theme, is this the calm before the storm? Are we gonna come in next week with numbers fluctuating like crazy? We don't know. That's why we break these down on a weekly basis for you so you can get the most up-to-date information for our county, okay? You might hear things going on across the nation, you might hear things even going on in Seattle, but we really wanna know what's going on right here in Kitsap, okay? So that is it for this week. Next Wednesday, come at you some fresh stats. If you have any questions, 360-265-3205. My name is Joey Walker with the Tweet team at Keller Williams West Sound. Thank you for tuning in.